Hey everyone, it's Kevin. Just wanted to finally get back to you with our last update on the NorthPark Community Church Hope Campaign 2011. Oh man, what a wild ride it's been the last 48 hours. As I shared with you when I did my last video post, our church challenged us to go out and take a seed gift that they had given us and see if we could multiply it and see if we could identify individuals or families that just needed some hope. Um, if I made perhaps a financial gift, fill a pantry, anything like that, that might give them a little bit of hope so that they could sense the love of the Lord coming through us. And so it was great. I remember going home from church that day thinking, man, how are we going to do this? I mean, this is going to be so hard. I mean, raise money and bless these families in such a short period of time. And one of the first things I did was engage my family, and they just stepped up like you can't possibly imagine. One of the greatest lessons I think in this whole thing that I got out of it anyway was to learn how to delegate a little bit better. Anyway, my children and my wife and I all got together on Sunday afternoon and we talked about a game plan and how we could each penetrate a little bit. And so what we decided to do was we took the money that we had and we decided that we were all going to contribute and match funds, which all of my children did and Lori and I did. And then what we did was we went out through our various networks and we challenged individuals to see if they'd be willing to help us as well. My sons have a band with 1,600 fans on Facebook, so they were blasting out to their friends and emailing. Of course, my wife Lori's got this great blog, Faith Develops in the Dark. Just a little plug there for Lori, but she put it out there to all the folks that are following her on her blog. And all of her Facebook friends. We put blasts out to emails, families, crazy. And in the last 48 hours, through the combined efforts of all of us, we were able to generate, through your help, many of the folks in our church, many of our family and friends, we collectively were able to save or to collect over $1,800, which made it possible for us to not just bless one family, but to choose 5 that we could offer some assistance to. So what we did was we let the kids, and I thought this was kind of fun, we let each of our 4 children pick somebody that they wanted to bless, and we wanted them to actually have the experience of giving so that they could kind of see and feel what it's like to be able to give and to bless another family. And it's just been unbelievable. Little Sierra, bless her heart. I mean, she's a lover anyway. But a few months back, I needed a mechanic, and I was down at O'Reilly Auto Parts, and they recommended this guy. Came over to my house and found out that he was living in a storage unit, and she just sort of bonded, or Sierra sort of bonded with Rob. Really had a heart for him, so she wanted to go out and buy him, blankets and pillows and things that he would need, and was also able to provide some financial resources for him as well. She wrote him this letter. She bought him a Bible. Just amazing. This guy is not somebody that likes to go to church, thinks God really hates him for a lot of his past transgressions, and who knows, it may be the love of a little girl that breaks through his heart. Mariah has a couple of friends that have really been through some tough challenges. She's got one friend who whose dad died just this last year suddenly of a heart attack, and so he left a couple of daughters and a wife, and unfortunately this family is just challenged, from a financial point of view, and they're without their father, more importantly. And Mariah had a real heart for these people, so we were able to give them a gift. There was another family that just lost their home. We're looking for a place to move. They're scrambling to get in. They just have enough money barely to cover the rent in their new place. So this little gift that we were able to collectively raise on behalf of NorthPark and our family, just made such a difference to them, just knowing that they had a little bit of a cushion. We've got another guy. Some of you might even know him. He's kind of known as the father of the X Games. He used to jump motorcycles, do crazy things like that, ex-motocross racer. And I've known this guy for over 20 years. I remember met him. It was over 20 years ago at the Antelope Valley Fairgrounds. Was watching him jump with Carter when he was just a baby. I still have an autographed picture of him from that day. But we've stayed connected. Long story short, he was attempting about 15 years ago to make a world record jump, and came up short. The landing place was supposed to be on the back of a flatbed truck. He came up short, went under it, and just had a devastating accident that sort of stretched his spinal cord, and it's impaired his speech a little bit, the movement of his hands, but he lost one of his legs. So he gets around in a wheelchair, but it's very difficult for him to work, and he just doesn't have the ability to generate income. So he's willing to do anything. He's a really great mechanic and detailing vehicles and things like that. So he makes his way wherever he can, detailing cars. And if you've ever seen a one-legged man crawling all over an SUV, it's quite a sight. But this guy's just the kind of guy that will do that if that's what he's got to do. So it was great to be able to bless him. He loves the Lord, but got a great humble spirit, great attitude, and it was wonderful to be able to give to him. So this has just been an incredible experience. Our kids have learned so much. It was so great to see Carter and Zach reaching out. Carter's not exactly afraid of sharing his faith, neither is Zach, but the two of them have a band that's really about sharing their faith to a group of people that probably otherwise would never hear it. To see my girls engage and think about how they could actually be a part of this process was awesome. Lori, she's a social maniac anyway, so this was probably easy for her, but and it was fun for me. I mean, it was one of the things that I think we learned, and it was what you can do in a very short period of time if you really put your mind to it. So what I can tell you is that this has been probably way more of a blessing for the Bond family than it ever will be for any of the recipients of the gifts that we all collectively did. But I just want to say thank you to those of you who assisted us. Thank you, NorthPark family. We love you. We love being a part of this family. Thank you to the leadership of the church for putting this challenge out there and allowing us to just be a part of it. You guys have been a phenomenal blessing. We're real excited. I know for sure that we will all be blessed. This church, this body will make a huge difference in this community in 2012. God bless. Have a fantastic Christmas and New Year.